So this is the first meeting of Budget Sub 4 for the year. We particularly appreciate the fact that we have two secretaries, Oma Shakin and Secretary Wade, who are here with us before we begin our weekly hearings. And so today is the big overview of everything. And so I would like to point a few things out. Number one, we're designed to be done here at noon. We have 2.5 hours. Potentially, we could have 16 members who have indicated that they're interested in being here and up on the dais. So at various times, they may come and go. But if 16 of us all want to go on for any significant period of time, we won't be done at noon. They do have these rooms scheduled for other people after this, and I know we all have sort of things on our schedule with regard to that. So I'd like to ask people to have today be the true overview comments, your comments about our budget situation overall, the budget overall, and the details of any aspects of the budget are things we're going to have a weekly meeting on, and they're probably more appropriate at that point in time. And I think the agencies will be more prepared to answer those specific details. But if we can keep our questions with regard to that. So we're going to have two presentations today, and one on transportation, the other on natural resources and all the other elements that go in with natural resources. When we move into a presentation, the panelists will come up, and our normal format will be the panelists will decide what order they want to go in. The panelists will introduce themselves, mostly so that I don't mispronounce anybody's awkward last name or whatever. But anyway, the panelists will introduce themselves. And our normal pattern is that we go with the governor's executive office representatives and finance. We end up with LAO. But today, this one time, we're going to start with the LAO when it comes to the second panel presentation that we have. After all the items are heard, the public will be able to make comments. Public comments will be limited to 1 minute. I have one general. Can you guys hear me in the back there? Curious. Put your hand up. Yeah, great. Thank you. Trying to get this guy to. It's just like dealing with putty or Play-Doh or something that never goes where you want it to go. And I'll make one overall comment before we get started into that, and that is that there is normal tension between branches of government. Right? Normal tension between the Assembly and the Senate, normal tension between the legislature and the executive branch. There's even sometimes normal tension between the judicial branch as we try to do things. And there have been times in the past when I first joined and in some of the committees where that tension, I think, resulted in unhealthy dialogues going on here between various branches of government that didn't help us actually move along. So I recognize there will be things that we won't agree on, but we have really endeavored here in Budget Sub 4 to try to keep everything in the kind of dialogue that allows everybody to freely express themselves, explore, and try to have us have these be healthy opportunities for us to try to reach as much agreement as possible, at least acknowledging that we will have something that, hey, we just don't agree on this, and that's perfectly fine also. I'm going to have one of those examples that I will bring up later as we move through specifically. But I just want to try to, as we kick this all off, try to remind everybody that for the last 3 years, we've really tried to emphasize that kind of healthy relationship. And so we encourage everybody up on the dais, we encourage all the agency people and the people making public comments to try to help us make sure that we continue to have a dialogue that's really healthy for our continued relationships to try to do the best things for California. And with that, we'll call up the first panel and have them come on up to the seats here. And we'll start with Secretary.